Hey y'all, happy Monday. Welcome back to A Potent Dose of 3. This is part 2 of last week's episode. My name is Jasmine.
I'm Kathy.
And I'm Linda.
And we're bringing you your weekly dose. Let's get into it.
Okay, so we're going to get into it a little bit more because I know there's a lot that's been going on with secondaries, school with you, Kathy, and me starting this. It's been a
you
crazy
can see
semester.
my face. I'm rolling my eyes.
It's been a crazy semester, so let's talk about it.
Okay.
So, Kathy, I know you've been going through a lot of stuff since the semester started.
Yeah, I have.
Yep, I know you have.
Let me start.
Dish the tea.
So, first of all, this semester is very stressful for me because I have the exit HESI, and then eventually I have NCLEX. And also I'm taking 2 classes and I have 2 clinical rotations. And I was very, very excited for this semester because I was going to have preceptorship. And I was hoping I was going to get like a good rotation, or at least for them to let me find the rotation that I wanted to be. But it didn't play out that way.
Nope.
When I was in Colombia, I got my clinical site for preceptorship. And it was all the way in Solano. I live in Pittsburgh, okay?
How far is that?
And then, I don't know, girl. All I knew is that when my group person told me that, I might be going to Napa because it's only 15 minutes away from Solano, I was like, it's far.
That sounds far, yeah.
Gosh.
It's far. And I do have a kid, and my rotations were on the weekend. And my parents right now, they're both sick. So it's kind of hard for me to find someone to see Tiago over the weekend. So I never complain. I always try to make it work. But I'm like, I was talking to Linda. I'm like, girl, I don't know what to do. And then she's like, what about if you try to tell them to switch you up and you tell them what's going on?
What's going on? You don't have childcare, or you do have childcare, but it's a lot. You're a mom.
So I was like, okay, let me talk to them. So I talked to them. That was back when I was in Colombia, okay?
Oh, okay.
Now I get back and I'm still waiting. Into this week. They tell us, you know what rotation I got? The fun rotation, the one that's not going to be in the hospital. Do you think I want to be in there? Hell no. So I am salty. I am upset. So that's for one of my rotations. And then for my second rotation,
I'm going to add on to a little bit of Kathy so I can give a little bit more detail. So first of all, Kathy's been waiting, like she said, for preceptorship. Usually preceptorship is 1-to-1. Like you maybe find a hospital that you want to go to, blah, blah, blah. Kathy's not even, her preceptorship is not even 1-on-1. She's in a group. So just like regular clinical. So that's even more like messed up in a way too.
Yeah, because I'm not going to get the experience that I want to get. Like now I have to do say yes to everything, which I don't mind. I like learning, but I like more like one-on-one attention when I could ask you about the patient that I just saw. Hey, let's talk about it. Yeah,
and you're not having to share your care, like your patient care, with another student, because that's another thing with group thing. They want everyone to learn, so they may say, oh, Kathy, you do this one thing and the other student do another thing. But when you're in a hospital that you want to be in with another nurse, you literally get to do everything. So
you get more of what it is to be a nurse because you run through
that hands-on
process.
experience, because you literally run everything.
Yes. So that's for one rotation. Then I got my community health rotation. So you guys know I depend a lot on when they syllabus schedules, because I need to switch my schedule, switch my fiance's schedule. We need to figure things out.
Yeah.
So then they didn't tell me anything until a few days ago that I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, yay, finally a rotation in my city. They didn't tell me where. And we start on Tuesday.
Yeah, they were supposed to start but no,
rotation.
They keep keep pushing it back.
I'm like, when are we going to start? Where is it going to be? Because Pittsburgh's big, baby. Where is it going to be?
Yeah, she doesn't know anything, so that's stressing her out even more, because she said she needs that schedule.
She said Pittsburgh's big, baby.
Where is it going to be? So that's stressing me out from one side. Then we ask, when is our HESI going to be? They comment as it could be at the end of September, beginning of October. And I'm like, no, girl, give me a date. Because, it's a big test. It's from everything that I've learned from the beginning of the year, like my
everything.
Yes.
Everything. And she has to take and pass that test in order to sit in for the boards. In order to graduate this December and to sit in for the boards, so you have to take the exit HESI.
Yeah. So then I'm thankful to my study group that we started like right when school started, which was September 3rd. We started studying for it because we're like, we don't know when it's going to be. So we're just starting to study. Girl, I study every day again.
Good.
But I'm thankful to do that. Like, I'm glad I'm doing it because
you're going to thank yourself later.
Because at the rate that this is going, I have a gut feeling they're going to tell us 2 weeks, like from the day that our test is going to be. They're going to tell us like, oh, it's going to be in 2 weeks, you know? And in 2 weeks, you can all cramped up all that.
Good. Info. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
So
you have another life. It's like, yes, school is part of your life, but you actually have a whole kid that depends on you. Like you have to know what's going on so you can prepare
that is a little
accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's the frustrating part because I talked to daycare to see if they could extend his hours because like, you know, I'm trying, like at this last semester he was getting out at 2:30, so I couldn't really do a lot of work at 2:30 because then when he sees me, and I understand him too, like when he sees me he just wants to spend time with me. So I'm like, I talked to his school, I'm like, hey, is there any way like you could like extend his hours? And then they extend him to 5 p.m. So I'm like, okay, yay. Like they extended his hours. But at the same time, I also have to coordinate like when are going to be my clinicals, because if they're daytime clinicals, then my fiance has to look at his schedule for work and try to like block off those days because there's a lot of traffic. Like I kid you not, when I come to the Bay to study and we're done like at 3 p.m. I get to pick up Tiago in Concord, not Pittsburgh, in Concord at 4:30. It's like a whole
It's
hour
a lot of
and a half.
traffic.
It's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
So if I tell Carlos, hey, this day you need to pick up Tiago at 5, and then he only has like clients in the afternoon, he won't be able to do it because there's a lot of traffic. So like he's been like waiting for me, and you guys have been waiting for me too to coordinate the schedule. And he's just like, dude, I'm waiting for the school. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah, that is really frustrating.
And then, so I don't have a day for my exit HESI. We're supposed to have a 3-day crash course. I'm going to call it crash course because it should be more than 3 days.
Yeah, that's what they did to us. Ridiculous.
So 3 days crash course where they're going to give you like the tools to succeed in the exit HESI, like, you know, test taking strategies and everything. And that's one thing that ticked me off because they say that the 3 days was going to be anywhere between September 18 or in September 28, 29. And then you're talking about my HESI is going to be at the end of September, beginnings of October. So you're only going to give me the help that I need to succeed
right before the exam.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
that's
so
funny.
What are you doing? So
I feel like they do that on purpose. You're going to start feeling the Hunger Games experience because that's how I feel. I felt like we were part of the Hunger Games during that time because I feel like they're just not updating us on anything, last minute changes, and expecting us to just to adapt.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're a student, so you
and
like,
then
I have
it's
to.
even more frustrating because we email like I don't email them because they have like a policy kind of that the people that communicate with like people in charge, like the bosses, I guess, it has to be our class reps. My class reps have been like, they're really doing a good job at like trying to get communication from them, and it's been radio silent. So it's very frustrating. And I even told Linda, I'm like, where is this woman's office? I'll go to her office. Like, I need
She's talking about
answers.
your community health?
Like, just community health, and then just in general, the HESI stuff.
Okay.
It's just like, what, do they have office hours? I could go on, like, you know, face to face, like, tell me what's going on.
It's part of the experience, the Hunger Games, to see the last person standing.
So it's very frustrating. And then on top of that, I do have my community health lecture. Girl,
this is about to be the third week since we started.
Third week since we started school. We haven't even had one lecture.
What?
Yes. Homegirl, like last week, she canceled class the night before and she didn't even, I don't think she emailed us. But I know my class rep like told us like, hey, we're not going to have class because she's having some issues with Canvas. Stop with that BS. You could just do a Zoom call and pull up the syllabus and let us know what the schedule is going to be. Like, stop playing with my time.
Because it's honestly like
or email the syllabus.
It doesn't make sense because it's like it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff all the time. She's gonna send the same syllabus that she sent to my cohort. It's like it's the same stuff. So why do you have these excuses knowing you're not changing anything from the curriculum? It's the same.
The teacher that is in charge of community health, she's in charge of my preceptorship fund group. So I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, this is I can't believe this is
She's literally in limbo.
Yeah. So all I do right now just to like keep because there's just weeks that I have already passed.
So you've just been studying for
I just been studying and I just started leadership last week. And that was another thing. Homeboy said, read all this before class. So what did I do? It was a crazy day too because it was Monday. Diago had a doctor's appointment, and I like to be in my son's doctor's appointments because he was like having some like low iron issues. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to I like to be there to know what's going on. So I'm running, and I'm at the same time I'm at the doctor's office trying to read like everything that we had to read and watch everything that we need to watch. Because supposedly we're going to talk about it in class and you need to be ready and blah, 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 blah.
And you guys didn't talk about it at all?
No. He went through the syllabus and he's like, okay, we're going to talk about it next class.
What? You're like, I'm going to forget about it by the time we get to next class.
Yeah. So I was telling Linda, I did that yesterday, the whole day. I reread everything. And then some of the articles are only 2 pages, but they're very dense. Like the vocabulary that they used.
Yes.
It's hard.
I know it's true.
Yeah.
I've
so
read
I'm
those.
like, ugh. So I have to like reread it and like try to make it make sense. And
it's a lot.
Yeah. And then there's some words that I don't know. So I have to like Google and try to, So that's that. So, and then how things are looking at right now. And I was telling Linda, this girl hasn't have no Canvas open yet. So I'm assuming we're not going to have class tomorrow. And then that's the other thing that makes me uneasy is that she wants to have in-person classes. And I'm like,
you can't even make the online ones.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That because I'm like, you're telling me I'm going to have to rush through the morning traffic, wake up super early to be here at 9 a.m. for a 1-hour class.
That would have been pissed.
And I'm like, are you going to make it? Are you going to have your shit together? Because right now it's not looking too good. So.
And it was supposed to be an online class and now she wants to make it.
No, it was supposed to be like.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just because it's just making me so like, because it's not.
I honestly do think they play games with us because that stuff doesn't make sense. It's like I said, you use the same stuff over and over and over. So why are you making this difficult? And I have a feeling they're going to do the same thing to you because that's what they did to my cohort. Even at one point for like clinical, they kept saying like, oh, I don't know where you guys are going to be placed. I don't know. We'll let you know. Never did. And out of nowhere, a lady sent an email at 11 p.m. saying you guys are expected to be in clinical at 6 a.m.
The next day.
The next day.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah, you would think.
That's inappropriate. First of all, I would have already been asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. I sleep early.
You would for sure.
Next day, Jasmine wouldn't have showed up.
Yeah. I would have not showed up.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to be there. I think it was like 6:30, but still, it's like.
But what about from people that come from far away? They have to wake up at 4 a.m.
Don't care.
What about people who worked the next day and who didn't have the day off?
They don't.
Because they say like, oh, this program should be.
Oh, you're supposed to not be in.
Yeah. Okay. It's, you, whatever it is. If you choose to have a job, you can have a job. But just know you have to adapt.
Any conflicts, you have to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we try to find out the exit has his day, we're like, hey, so you guys need to don't tell me to calm down.
Yeah, they told them to calm down.
They told you to calm down?
Yeah, like don't tell me to calm down. Do you understand? Girl, I haven't seen farm since the first semester. Do you think I'm going to remember all these LOLs, drugs, and all these
laws?
No, I'm not going to remember all those drugs. I have to reread them, try to memorize
honestly,
them.
Kathy, if it makes you feel any better, you're in a good place in the sense that you're at least taking initiative and doing what you're doing, because other people who are not thinking like you right now, they are FUCKED.
Yeah. And then also like your study habits, like like what works for you and what doesn't. For me, I know me personally, I need a little bit more than a month, if anything, to study. There's some people in my class that literally needs only 2 weeks to a month to study. So the fact that like how you work when preparing for exams. It's like, you have to study. You need a little bit more than a month.
Month and a half.
Yeah, like
because it's also that's the other thing that is also difficult because you're not only just studying for that test, but you're also trying to manage 2 classes and 2 clinicals, and nothing is just going going. So that's my update. That's cool. And yeah, Tego has been okay. Just it's hard because I can't study at home because it's hard. Yesterday I was like, okay, let's give it a chance. Let's just try to stay here and study. And he just wants me. So I'm like, I can't be with you, but I don't want to be mean. So yeah, it's hard. But I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to see if they hopefully get their act together. And then at least just give me the exit HESI date. That way I could plan.
Yeah, because with us, like our exit HESI was October 17th, 18th. So they gave us, I want to say they gave us like at least a month ahead of time. So I don't know why you guys don't know yet, because they did the same thing with the HESI review where it was last minute, only 3 days. So that was the same, that at least we knew when we were going to take the exam.
And then that's what we keep telling her. And then she just has the nerve to say, calm down. Don't tell me to calm down because it's my future at the end of the day. And because she just says, oh, it's okay if you don't pass it the first time. You have 2 more times. I don't want to take it 2 more times because guess what? I want to pass it on the first try. That way I could focus on the NCLEX because I'm trying to get my license before my birthday. My birthday's in March because I want to turn out for my birthday. Yeah. I don't want to worry about it.
It'll be your 30th birthday, right?
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah. Oh, because your birthday, when is your birthday? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Teardrop. Your birthday's in March too.
Yeah.
No, and you want to pass it because if you don't pass, it literally keep pushing you back and have less time for you to study.
At the end of the day, nobody wants to have to do it more than once, okay? So, yeah.
So that's why, it was, I was like, what do you mean go down?
Because that just put more stress on you. Yeah, so still no idea.
Nothing. I have no dates. I just received a calm down message like that's going to do anything. And for community health, homegirls, she can get into Canvas.
Well, just enjoy the time that you don't have with community health while you can. Just focus on yourself. Focus on studying for the exit HESI.
Do what you can do right now.
I know, but what stresses me out is like what happened if we start and then now she's going to try to pile all this work up because she's behind.
And that's when y'all advocate for yourselves and be like, that wasn't your fault. So she can
right now you can only do what you can do. So do what you can. When the time comes, you'll deal with it. Or your advocate.
Just say,
what do you call them?
Your class reps.
Class reps. You can talk to them. And you get,
Because honestly, I had that professor. She's really cool. Like I know you're not having the great experience with her right now, but I actually had her for, she was of course the professor, and then she was also my CI, my community health clinical instructor, and she's really cool. She's very passionate about community health. She's passionate about just helping like the homeless and like doing stuff for like the community, like really passionate. But I can understand your frustration about her just being all over the place regarding lecture and stuff, because I would be stressed out too. But I feel like whenever she's, I don't know when it's going to be, but whenever she does start the course, you'll enjoy her as a professor, because she is really nice. So just sticking up for her in that sense. She's awesome. She's really cool.
We'll see.
So you have to give us, when she figures out her life, you have to give us an update.
Listeners, we will update you on the cheese man.
Yes, on the cheese I will. I will update you on when it's my exit HESI and when is my review, and if this girl starts class.
Preceptorships and community health.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, listeners, I know a couple of
Linda,
episodes back.
Going?
I know. So a couple of episodes back, I know I told you guys, like, I've been chilling in the master's program, because this year is when I transitioned from the pre-licensure portion to the master's portion. The first 2 semesters, I was chilling. I forgot I was even in the master's program. That's how easy it was. The first semester, which started January.
I'm not going to lie. There was a point where I was like, Is she in school?
I was forgetting I was in school.
I was forgetting you were in school too.
Me too.
Because she was living it up. Girl, when I'm telling you, I'll be on
Instagram. Was in Colombia. She was in Jamaica. She was in
everywhere. In Atlanta. I lived.
Mm-hmm. I was like, I want to be in Linda right now.
I know. I was like, damn.
Yeah, so Kathy, when you get to the master's, it was...
First the beginning. Make sure you plan your vacays.
Yeah, get married, do everything. Go to Colombia for 2 months if you have to. Because literally the first semester, I had to do a paper. That was easy because the paper is based off of something you like. I did mine's mental health in the Black community, and that's very much so, like, I'm interested in that.
I was like, I like chocolate.
Oh my God.
Like something you're passionate about. Like people did it on like maternity health, Black maternity health and stuff like that. So that was easy. And I feel like the second semester, I think we had to do like a presentation. Oh, so I was chilling. But when I tell you my whole life been shook.
She got flipped upside down.
She got slapped in the face.
The first week of the fall semester, the first week, I see 9 assignments on Canvas. I was like, we haven't even attended class, and we already have 9 assignments.
Linda's all like, oh, this is for the semester.
No, for real. I feel like the other 2 semesters, I had about 9 total of everything. So I was like, what is this? Like 9, mind you, like I said, we didn't have class. That Monday was Labor Day. So that was a holiday. We had Tuesday when we barely had class for one professor. 9 assignments. And then they talk about do a head-to-toe assessment, record it, and send it in. Mind you, I haven't been...
Is that why she was naked?
That's why she was naked in the room.
I thought there was something you guys weren't telling me.
Okay, she had a sports bra on. No, so they talk about mind you, this is the first week of school. Do a complete head-to-toe assessment, record it, and send it for grading. Like I said,
it's not for effort. They grade it best depending on like what you do, right?
We got to do it right. You can't use notes. You have to use it from your brain.
She had a 2-page checklist.
2-page checklist. I had to make sure I hit every point from that checklist, and I couldn't look at the checklist.
And it wasn't even big font. We're talking about like 12-point font. It was a lot you had to hit.
Okay. Yeah, and I couldn't use it as a reference. So, anyways, mind you, I have not did a head-to-toe assessment since. Let me stop lying. I've never did a complete head-to-toe assessment. I think the first semester, Kathy, first semester of the pre-licensure program or portion of the program, that's when they teach like the head-to-toe. So honestly, that was the only time I did like a head-to-toe because all this stuff they teach you in school, you do not do it in the hospital at all. I have not once in my life from my internships to...
There is the NCLEX world and then there is the real world.
That's what they say. My life from being an internship since 2016 till now. I've been in the hospital since 2016 to now. Never not once seen a person give a complete head to toe assessment. It's usually like a focus assessment. It's never a head to toe because they don't have that much. They don't have time. New admission, maybe if you're in triage or not even triage, like a new admissions, maybe they'll do a head to toe, but they'll just do focus assessments. Like whatever the patient came in there for. That's what they do the assessment for. So, like I said, my preceptorship was back in December. I have not even been in a hospital, touched the patient, interacted with a patient since then. And they talking about...
It's almost like a year.
It's close to almost a year.
Yeah.
Close to a year.
And they talking about do a full head to... I don't even know what the head to toe mean. What is the head and what is the toe?
For real?
I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm like over here freaking out. I'm like begging Kathy. So Kathy was the naked patient that I did my head to toe assessment on. We did it at the school library. I wanted to do in the school lab where they actually have like the whole setup. But first of all, the school decided to only give us badge access, I guess, Monday through Friday now.
They playing. That's not how it was last semester.
No. So we can't go over there. If it's not Monday through Friday, I'm assuming. Because I was like, Saturday or Sunday I came here?
Yeah.
Everything locked. I couldn't even get off the elevator. I was so confused.
Linda was like, I think I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. And I'm like, okay, wait, I'm almost there. Like I was driving here.
So, like, I was planning to get, like, have the setup all nice on the bed and have Kathy in a gown. She was going to use it
for content.
Content, yes. So, I had to improvise. Kathy was sitting on a table. it was all bad. She had a sports bra on. I couldn't even give her privacy, cover her up. Nothing. No. So, that head-to-toe assessment did not go well. I kept messing up. I was like, I need to focus. I need to work on this like every week. That's my goal now, so I can memorize it. Because even my clinical instructor I had, she didn't know. I pretend I was listening to some stuff. I wasn't listening to anything, but I still passed. So now I have to like. That's one of my goals, to focus on
head to toe assessments.
So as you can hear, listeners, this start has been very stressful, and this is only the third week of school. They brought back concept maps. As my first semester of even in the program, they start off with concept maps. I hated concept maps. And that was for patho and farm. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, they want to bring back, and they call it advanced patho. I don't want to do no advanced patho. So the concept maps is back. We're doing the head to toe. I did get my clinical placement that I start next year. Basically in January, I'll be like placed in a clinic. I'm going to be there the rest of my year in the program. So I'm there. I'm kind of excited for it.
Good, because you have some stability.
That's exciting.
And I can like prep myself.
And is it in the area too?
Yes, it's in Oakland.
We'll leave it there.
No, I'm not going to say where. Because they were saying like, what cities do you want to work in? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I'll do it like Oakland because it's closest to me. And then I met with the clinical instructor for that clinic on Thursday, and she kind of scared me.
Why?
Because she was like, just when it, girl, I was trying to switch. No one wants to switch with me. But she was like, just so you guys can know, this is one of the hardest clinics you'll be working at if you're not ready. I had 2 other students that didn't even make it through didn't even finish the. Ew. I was like, why are you saying this? Say we gonna learn what we need to learn. Yeah. So she was basically saying it's a very tough clinic because we have basically people from all over that's coming in, different treatments that needs to be done. So we'll be able to learn everything.
You'll be fine.
But is this, a question, is it a 101 or is it, again, like a group thing?
It's a group, but it's only 4 people. Oh. It's 4 of us. Ah. And she said it's so busy, we're going to have something to do. Oh. And it's 2 times a week. So I'm going to be there like Mondays and Wednesdays, I want to say. Okay. So at least, so I do feel like the master's portion has been a little bit more so organized. There's been some hiccups where the professors, like the first semester, second, like the professors are like all over the place and everything. But I feel like it has been like a smoother process in a sense from when I was doing like the RN licensure part.
Sorry, I'm hitting you with a lot of questions.
No, do it because.
But is it gonna since you're gonna be for a year? Is it because you have like certain hours that you need to have as an MP, like in clinic?
Mm-hmm. Like we need, I think they said like 650 hours or something like that. But I think they're also saying like the boards are requiring like 720 or something like that. So you'll have to do more. We'll have enough because we're twice a week. So she was saying like a long time ago, there was only once a week, and it kind of like stress students out because they would like just put them on that line, especially if you're on a Monday. On Mondays, there's usually a lot of holidays. So when there's a holiday, you don't go in for clinicals. Mm-mm. So now that it's 2 days a week, if something happened on the Monday, you have another day.
And then when you go to the clinic, are they going to pair you with an MP or how it's?
It'll be like an NP, a PA, or like a doctor. Oh. And another thing that I like what they're going to do, they're going to give us our case the night before. So they're going to give us like the patient that we'll have. And really good. Yeah, I like that. Same. Yes. So we'll review the patient's chart and everything and then plan the care that we're going to give them the next day. Because I know for you didn't have access to Epic, huh?
I only had access last rotation that I had, which it was for, what was my last rotation? Pete's. It was the only time that I have access to Epic. The other times, I had to ask my nurse, which I'll get sometimes attitude or they don't want it, so I didn't even ask. And I just did my own thing with the patient because I had no other option.
See, that would suck. I feel like every student should have access because I had access literally with all of my clinicals and even my preceptorship. The only time I did not have access is when I did my psych rotation. But I was only there for like 4 shifts, so it didn't matter anyways.
I never had access until I went to Pete's. That was the only time I had access.
Oh, yeah. So you learn a lot when you have access because you can even you get the feel of even how to use Epic in the first place. You can look at everything. I really looking like, ooh, let me look at like why my patient here, how the family is.
And you can put things together that way. Because I feel like when you have bits and pieces of information, you're not really able to do that.
No, and it also gives you like an idea on how to treat your patient.
Exactly.
Because, you know, like maybe in handoff, they're not going to tell you XYZ because it's private or it's, you know, too risky or whatever.
Or they may forget.
Right.
Which happens a lot.
Yes.
So they forgot to tell me they had COVID. Oh, you're hugging the patient.
Breathing in the same air.
So if you read the chart, then you're able to see like, oh, maybe my patient gets tick off when I do this or when I say this, or, you know, there are certain things that you have that it's just very useful to have.
That's why I feel like it's important. And that's why I'm so happy they're giving us the Epic. They call it Epic something where you're able to have access at home. Because usually providers, you don't have access at home. You're not supposed to. But there's some way that, I forgot what it's called, we'll be able to review it at home. So I'm kind of excited for that.
So back to your head to toe. Are they going to teach you how to do a head to toe as an NP? Are they talking about
it? Okay. So first of all, they're like, the reason why they gave us the head to toe the first week, because they were like, this is something y'all should know, which is true. We should know this. But then again, some people didn't even have clinical, like in the hospital. Some people like me, after December, like I'm not working as an RN.
Also, like, I hate when people say that because it's like this happens. Sometimes you use something a lot and sometimes you use something very little. Just refresh us, man. Just refresh us. And then next time you can say, you should know this.
Plus, I feel like your cohort had a very big disadvantage because it was during COVID.
Oh, yes.
So clinical placement was really hard. That's when I was like, when Linda told me, oh, it's a head to toe because we're supposed to know. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are supposed to know, but you guys have barely any placement. And they should know this, like give you a little bit more of a leeway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the good thing, they're not saying it like in a mean way. I feel like they're just trying to gauge where we are, which I like. I haven't gotten my grade back yet. So
I'm waiting for that grade.
We only time will tell when I get that grade back. So I'm hoping they will be like a little bit more lenient with grading since they know we haven't did this in a while. Okay. So we shall see. So speaking of head to toe, so the head to toe as an RN versus an NP will be different. So as of now, I haven't learned like the NP, like how to do like the NP version of a head to toe. They're going to teach us, I want to say, coming up week. Okay. But even then when we did the head to toe, they were saying like, oh, they did leave some stuff like blacked out. So we don't have to do it because they said as an NP, you're not going to do it that way anyways. So
I'm kind of interested if you could, when you do learn the NP way, if you could just tell us like what were some differences. That I'm kind of nosy.
I'm nosy too. I need to be nosy.
Yeah, I want to know because I like it. I don't like it. I like the fact that Linda is a year ahead of me because I always be like, so what's the tea?
I give you
what
a
do I need
heads
to
up.
be ready? Yeah, so like, you know, but I don't like it because I wish I was with her.
I know.
Because I would have, somebody,
doing it together.
Yeah, but then I like it because she just gives me like the heads up or look, Kathy, do this, or I could just ask her and then she just tells me, and then it gives me something to look forward.
Yeah, you're not so surprised.
Yes, and I'm like, okay, this semester's gonna be good, like, you know. So
yeah, that's the I like that. I would wish you were in my cohort, but
hey, things happen
like
for a reason.
It does
what it is.
It is what it is. But I feel like even Kathy, I feel like because there's some stuff like I forgot that I learned my first year. So I was like, Kathy, we can like basically work together, balance
each other.
Yes,
yeah, that's really,
So that's good. So anyways, this semester has just been going. I'm already stressed.
So do you feel any difference from as your semesters as an RN and your semester as an NP, like in the master part? Do you feel like any difference in them?
Yeah, so the main difference was in the beginning, I feel like it was more chilled and relaxed. It was just mainly like writing and doing like a bunch of like PowerPoint presentation. That was the beginning. So now, like right now, this semester, fall semester, I do feel like I'm stepping more into like the NP role, like hands-on role. So I'm actually more excited to like focused on this portion because I'm like, okay, in my head, I already knew I didn't want to be an RN. So like, yes, I was happy about the stuff I was learning. But in my head, I was like, well, I'm going to be an NP. Like, I really don't have to like know this to that like extent. So now that I'm finally learning like how to be an NP, I'm more excited and I'm more focused. Because so like I'm more focused and like, okay, I want to get this head to toe assessment down right. Like I want to know how to do a complete SOAP note and everything. So that's one thing, we're learning how to do an accurate SOAP note, subjective, objective assessment, and like the plan for the patient. Like you'll learn it.
Okay, because I was like, what's a SOAP note?
Yeah, so we've been doing like SOAP notes and everything and trying to get the hang of that. So
so it sounds like at the first 2 semesters was more like documentation and how to write, and then now it's more like, okay, get your hands on.
It's more the clinical stuff because they know we're going to be in clinical in January.
This sounds way more fun than the beginning. Although you had a lot more free time, but I feel like it's something you want to do, and so it's like kind of reinvigorating like your life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I feel like Linda is more like a hands-on learner.
I'm hands-on.
Than just like writing and reading.
I hate reading.
I do too. That's why I was saying,
we relate.
right now, because right now I'm writing a lot. And I was like, this sounds like fun.
Yeah. And another adjustment that I have to get used to, because for me, like the majority of my education was online. I know, Kathy, you was like mixed. Like a lot of time you were like on campus. For me, this semester is the first time we were actually like in on campus more often. The first year we went on campus for skills, but that was like once every other week, and then sometimes we had skills online.
How often are you coming to campus now?
Once a week. So every Tuesday.
But it's a long day.
All day. So it's from like 5 to 9. So I got home like at 9, so it was like 5 to 8:30, something like that. So, and I actually like the clinical. There's like 3 professors, I want to say, and then like a handful of students, like TAs, and they're all really helpful. So
nice.
I'm excited because I feel like I'm going to learn what I need to learn. So that's it. I want to say. Any more questions? I'm trying to think what else has been interesting for me. Any questions for me? If not, we can close off the episode.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow us on IG at apotentdose3 and email us at apotentdose3@gmail.com.
You can also follow me at Linda the FNP on Instagram.
Stay tuned for next week's episode.
Stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.